Throughout history, humans have built some of the most astonishing structures in the most unexpected and difficult locations. From towering fortresses on cliffs to temples hidden deep in the jungle, these architectural marvels are not only feats of engineering, but also tests of endurance for those who dare to visit them. Some require days of hiking, others involve dangerous roads, and a few are almost impossible to access. Today, we're taking a journey through the most difficult architectural travel landmarks in the world. Breathtaking sights that challenge even the most determined explorers. Let's start with Tiger's Nest Monastery in Bhutan, one of the most stunning yet challenging religious sites on the planet. Perched dramatically on a 3,000-foot cliffside, this sacred Buddhist monastery is only accessible by foot. The trek to reach it takes 3 to 5 hours, climbing steep, winding mountain trails at high altitudes. The air gets thinner as you ascend, making the journey even more exhausting. Built in the 17th century, this monastery is said to be the place where Guru Rinpoche, the founder of Tibetan Buddhism, meditated for 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, and 3 hours. Despite its isolation, Tiger's Nest remains a deeply spiritual place, rewarding those who make the journey with breathtaking views and an overwhelming sense of peace. Next, we head to Meteora, Greece, a collection of monasteries that seem to defy gravity. These centuries-old monasteries were built atop towering rock pillars, some rising over 1,800 feet above the valley below. Originally, the only way monks could reach them was by climbing rickety rope ladders or being hoisted up in nets. Today, visitors can access them via steep staircases carved into the rocks, but the journey is still incredibly demanding. The construction of these monasteries in the 14th century was an act of devotion and survival. Monks wanted to escape persecution and sought refuge in places nearly impossible to reach. Even now, standing at the edge of Meteora's cliffs, you can't help but marvel at how these structures were built in such an extreme and isolated location. Another mind-blowing site is Mont Saint-Michel in France, an island abbey that rises from the sea like something out of a fantasy novel. Built over 2,300 years ago, this architectural wonder is located on a tidal island, meaning it is sometimes completely cut off from the mainland. During high tide, Mont Saint-Michel looks like it's floating in the ocean, while at low tide, visitors can walk across the exposed seabed. However, the tides rise incredibly fast. Some say as fast as a galloping horse, making the journey risky for those who don't time it correctly. In the Middle Ages, pilgrims traveled here for spiritual enlightenment, facing the unpredictable tides as part of their devotion. Today, reaching Mont Saint-Michel is easier thanks to a modern causeway, but it still remains a place of wonder and legend. Now let's go even higher, to the Potala Palace in Tibet, a fortress-like monastery standing at an altitude of 12,000 feet above sea level. Originally built as the winter residence for the Dalai Lama, this colossal structure is a masterpiece of Tibetan architecture, with over 1,000 rooms, golden rooftops, and towering white and red walls. But getting here is no small feat. Lhasa, the city where the palace is located, is one of the highest altitude capitals in the world, meaning visitors often struggle with altitude sickness. The final climb to the palace itself is a steep ascent, with thousands of stairs leading to its entrance. The lack of oxygen makes every step feel harder, but once inside, the stunning murals, golden statues, and sacred relics make it all worthwhile. Deep in the Colombian jungle, another mysterious marvel awaits: Ciudad Perdida, or the lost city of Tayuna. Built by the Tairona civilization over 1,000 years ago, this ancient city was abandoned long before Europeans arrived in South America. Unlike Machu Picchu, which is accessible by train and bus, Ciudad Perdida requires a brutal multi-day trek through dense rainforest, crossing rivers, battling humidity, and climbing nearly 200 moss-covered stone steps to reach the city. The trek is not for the faint of heart. Wildlife, sudden rainstorms, and extreme heat make the journey challenging. But when you finally stand atop the terraces of the lost city, surrounded by untouched jungle, you realize why this place remained hidden for centuries. For those who love ice and snow, Norway's Svalbard Global Seed Vault is one of the most remote structures ever built. Located on a frozen island near the North Pole, this underground vault was designed to protect the world's seeds in case of a global catastrophe. Hidden deep inside a mountain, the facility is surrounded by Arctic glaciers and temperatures that can drop below 40 degrees. Few people ever get to visit, as Svalbard is one of the most difficult places to reach, requiring special permissions and an expensive journey. While it's not a tourist attraction, it stands as one of the most important modern megastructures, safeguarding the future of global agriculture in an environment as harsh as space itself. Speaking of extreme conditions, Chandbaori in India is one of the deepest stepwells in the world, built over 200 years ago. This massive water reservoir features 3,500 narrow stone steps arranged in a hypnotic geometric pattern. It plunges 100 feet deep, making it one of the largest stepwells ever constructed. In ancient times, this structure provided access to water even during India's hottest months. Today, reaching the bottom is a dizzying experience, as the symmetrical stairs seem to stretch endlessly in every direction. One of the most perilous landmarks on this list is Sigiriya, the Lion Rock Fortress in Sri Lanka. Built atop a 660-foot-tall rock column, this ancient fortress was once home to a royal palace. The only way up is via narrow staircases that cling to the rock face, winding around vertical cliffs. Along the way, visitors pass through giant lion paws carved into the rock, remnants of a once majestic entrance. The climb is intensely steep, and strong winds can make the ascent even more nerve-wracking. But at the top, the ruins of the palace and breathtaking panoramic views make the effort more than worth it. Finally, we can't forget Taksang Palphug Monastery in Nepal, better known as the Tiger's Nest's cousin. Like Bhutan's monastery, this temple clings to a sheer cliffside, sitting at over 10,000 feet above sea level. The path to reach it is an exhausting uphill hike through dense forests, requiring a steady climb through rugged terrain. The thin air makes breathing difficult. But once you arrive, the spiritual energy of the place is undeniable. All of these architectural wonders push the limits of what humans can achieve, not just in construction, but in perseverance. Whether it's scaling cliffs, trekking through jungles, or braving extreme weather, these landmarks remind us that the most breathtaking places often come with the greatest challenges. Which of these locations would you dare to visit? Let us know in the comments. And if you love exploring the world's most fascinating destinations, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible travel stories.